Welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. Today's project is some workshop infrastructure. I often film looking over my workbench, which is just here. And I have a tripod that's set over a lot of other tools. I constantly have to rejig it and then put some weights behind it to hold it in place. It's not perfect. So today's job is, I've got some, well, I'll show you in a minute. I'll do a flip round, I'll show you what I've got. But I've got some PVC pipe. I'm going to try and make something a little more permanent, a little bit more stable, and allows me to get to some of my tools. But let me flip the camera around. I'll show you exactly how it currently looks. So this is the current rig I have. It's a tripod, and it just literally sits on top of my screwdriver holder, and it's weighed back with a couple of 3-2-1 weights in the back here. It's not the most stable of things. It does a good enough job. It gives enough flexibility, but it's not great. It does move around. It has fallen forward a few times, and the camera's popped out of it a couple of times as well. So the plan is, I've got some PVC pipe. I've got some angles. I'm going to take this tripod piece out of here, so if I can bring that to come forward. But the idea is to use a block like this, drill a hole in it, that'll go up, it'll come forward on a piece. I'm hoping to fit this piece of the tripod in so I can pull the camera backwards and forwards. But that'll be trimmed down into this, maybe screwed in, 2 screws in the back, PVC pipe up, an angle, a bit of PVC pipe, and then whatever I take out of this tripod. But let's see how we get on. Anything's got to be better than that. It'll also mean I can get to me screwdrivers without interrupting everything. So, right, let's get on with the first part, which is, I think, drilling holes in that piece of wood and getting this chopped down to size. That's a good fit. Right, now drill big hole in it and 2 little holes in it to screw it down. I'll go on to the pillar drill. Okay, so I've got a 20mm Forstner bit in there. It's just a little bit smaller than the plastic trim. I'm hoping to either heat up the plastic to force it into the hole, or I'll just ground the hole a lot bigger. So let's get on with this. I'm gonna get some gloves on. Okay, so I swapped in a 5mm wood bit. I'm just going to do a hole on either side. So we've got this done. This is a tight fit, so I'll probably end up warming in the spot. Just as a measurement, I need about 18 inches of height on this. Probably start looking at pulling the thing forward. Recently, I bought a proper tool for doing this. So, you know, get the right tool for the right job. Before this, I would have quite literally have used a hacksaw, and that never works out well. So I decided to buy the right tool for doing this. So I'm going to do 2 cuts. One here to clean this edge up, and then one for this is just a ratchet spanner, a ratchet cutter. Let's get some much tidier. Need to be about there. We've got I need to try and get that into there, so I'm going to go get a heat gun and try and warm this up. force that in there, which is done quite nicely. I think what I'll do is I'll put a screw in the back to hold that. But as you can see, it's going to sit sort of there. I'll get that thing straight. And I've got some catch to hold it up here as well. Okay, so I've put this together. So we've got the original shaft from the tripod sitting quite tightly in this, and we've got it onto this. Will be glued on in a minute, but it's just to try and show it. So that's going to go on sort of there and allow me to put the camera mounted in here to look down to my bench. What I do need to do is put something here just to hold it in place, and the idea will be that I can then rotate this and put it out of the way when I'm working on my bench. So I'm going to glue this in. I'm going to get this done on here as well. So let's So I've had a bit of a tidy up and it's all mounted up there now. As you can see, straight away I can get to my my screwdriver when I couldn't before when the tripod was mounted in here. I can move it out of the way, so if I'm doing something I don't need to film, I'm not constantly knocking my head on against it. But it's a pretty basic system. You might have noticed I had an extra holding bracket in here just to stop this thing drooping as much. There's a little bit of play in there. I might have a look at that. But generally it's looking really, really good. So generally it's made up of a cheap central strut from a tripod, which has been pushed all the way into this 21.5mm PVC pipe. It's a really nice snug fit. I've still got the option to extend this if I need to. Everything else to do with the adjustment of the camera is still held in here with the camera phone sitting on there. So this is 21.5mm PVC pipe, 90-degree bend, a couple of holders, a bit more pipe work, and it's just sat in a lump of wood at the bottom just to hold it there. So hopefully this will work quite well. I want to shoot some footage from above so you can see the better quality and the better coverage this is given of my workspace for filming. Previous ones look a bit of an angle, but this is looking much, much better. And again, it's much higher up, so I can control it a bit better. But yeah, hopefully that was useful if you're thinking about doing an overhead camera rig yourself on a quite a big budget. I think this whole thing cost about £13–14 to make, if that. But yeah, if this was useful, please like and subscribe. Cheers. Okay, that's the shot from above. So you might notice on the previous videos, I always shoot a slight angle across. This is like directly above. I've got lots of clearance up to the camera as well to make it a bit easier for me to work. But I can see it's nice and it's got a nice height to it. Allows me to zoom in if need be. I hope this was useful. Cheers.